So you want to grow and expand your business, but when was the last time that you actually stepped back and assessed your practice and thought outside the box? Are there ways that you can impact more lives and increase income without taking more time? Are you where you want to be today in your practice? I'm going to show you 5 critical steps to reevaluating your practice so that you can stay in control of your business instead of it controlling you. Yes. Yes. Well, I'm so glad you're joining me today. And no, this is not a fake background behind me. Welcome to you from Flagstaff, Arizona. It's a little dry climate here, so I've got kind of poofy hair. That's okay. And this is our 3rd time to do this, but it's okay. We're going to be trucking forward. We've had some technical glitches. I hope you guys are able to reconnect with me here. Thank you guys for being patient. If you're watching after the recording is over, thanks for watching. Make sure you leave your comments and I'll be back to answer your questions, respond to your comments. Give me some hearts and some likes. It helps us really engage as a community. Today here, we're going to be free. We're going to be free to, now I can hear an echo here and I can't get it to go away. I'm going to see if I can get it to go away. Hey, Karen, good to see you joining me here. So today we're going to be free from being like everybody else. We're going to be free from spinning your wheels, free from missing the target, free to think outside the box, free to evaluate, free to move forward, free to expand, free to impact more lives, and free to even increase your income. And I have a bonus gift for you if you would like access to the full written guide from today's notes. Actually, don't do that yet. Let me share this with you. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. And if you want access to the full written guide from today's notes, you can give me the word assess below, and I will give you the show notes as well as a free private practice assessment tool that you can utilize for yourself. Now, those of you who are joining me who are wondering maybe you're building a doTERRA business as well, then if you want more information about assessing that practice, give me the word below doTERRA, and I will think about doing maybe a free Friday on that specific topic as well. But even if you are, stay with me today because I think there's going to be some nuggets that you're going to be able to take along with you as well. Okay, so we love to actually. Let me just say, so let's go ahead and just sprinkle this amongst your peeps. Don't keep this information to yourself. Today, I even have a bonus gift for those of you who choose to do that. So as you share assess below, you're going to get the opportunity to be able to tell other people about this. And when you do that, I have a bonus gift for you. So what's your beverage of choice today? I've got my tea here. I've got my water with my lime essential oil added into it here. So I'm all connected. So my name is Amy Miller. If you're new here, I'm a wellness advocate and a business coach that helps fellow SLPs and other special needs professionals make a bigger impact in the lives of their patients, set their business apart from all the others, and provide patients with solutions that address issues rather than just putting Band-Aids on problems. And we do that using our signature Spark method via our growth mindset coaching. And this is Free Friday. This is our weekly series on Fridays to really experience life more fully, more abundantly. Bonus if we can do that naturally, right? Now, we love to learn out loud here on Free Friday. So whenever we learn out loud on the broadcast, we use the hashtag Free Friday. So to just share whatever aha moment we're having, explain whatever's freeing your mind in that moment. So throughout the live today, even if you're watching after the live is over, anytime you hear something that's really valuable to you, a new idea or nugget that you want to hold on to, type in the comments hashtag Free Friday, and then just share the tip that you're going to implement in your own life. Now, awesome. Yes. Hey, Karen, good to see you on here with me. You've got your water. Okay. Do you have your oils in there with you as well? Yes. So I've got my tea. I've got cinnamon essential oil in this one, and I've got lime in this one. Yes. Good to see you here with you. So yes, today we're going to be free to think outside the box. Now, let's be honest. If you take a cognitive assessment tool and you try to evaluate oral motor function with it, or you administer a sensory profile and you're trying to assess handwriting, you're not going to be getting the information needed to make a plan moving forward for that client or that patient. And the same applies to your business. If you're just trucking along with your business and you're not reassessing its state every 3 to 6 months, you, your business, and your patients are going to suffer. So are you ready to take a hard look at your practice, think outside of the box for ways that you could make it better? Yeah. If you're ready to dig in with me, just tell me I'm ready, and we'll get started. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to go show you guys something really fun that this really cute thing, and I want you to tell me what you think about it. Anybody like that? Okay, let's dig in. Okay, so number one, you want to assess your scope. Whether that is specialized or generalized. Do you want to be a specialist or a generalist? Now, as a therapist, when you work in a school or a rehab facility, you don't get to choose the patients that come your way. But one of the glorious things about being in private practice is that you're able to find ways to set yourself apart from the crowd by being a specialist. And while I was in school, there was a professor that was in love with the brain. She told us she was in love with it. She would actually bring the model of the brain, and she would actually caress the model of the brain that she was using while she was lecturing in class. Yeah. And when we talked about the brain, we always talked about Dr. Lauer. So did you have somebody like that in school, that a professor that you knew that they were in love with that particular area, and they were the guru of that area? So what about you? There may be a benefit to finding something that you're passionate about and becoming the expert in your small, well-defined area. And some people in sales like to say that the riches are in the niches, and that is true. That when you become really honed in on who you're serving and what that person's name is, what they look like, what they do, what they love, that's where some riches can happen. But on the other hand, maybe you just love all the things about your practice, your therapy field, and you couldn't bear to choose just one. The point is that you really need to take stock in this. Don't let this something just be that you fall into, because if you don't consciously make the decision's going to make you. So if this is something you think you want to dig into a little bit more, give me the hashtag scope so that I know that we're kind of on the same jive here. Yay, you're ready. Okay. So you want to assess your scope. Now, the second area that you want to really evaluate is your staff. And you may be like, a staff? I don't have staff. It's just me, myself, and I. Maybe. Let's talk about delegate or DIY. Now, raise your hand if you love dealing with insurance. I'll wait. Just put a little hand emoji if you love dealing with insurance. That's what I thought. So since none of you raised your hand, let's dig into this idea for a minute. So right now you're thinking that dealing with insurance might be a necessary evil, and you'd much rather be working with a patient. And all this time you've been saying that you can't afford to hire someone to help you. But what if I told you that you can't afford not to? You know, others have people working for you, but those people aren't being used effectively, or maybe they're not moving the needle in the right direction. In any case, if you want to grow your practice, you're going to need to take a hard look at your scalability. To go from making X dollars a month to making Y dollars, what would need to change? And if you're thinking that you would have to work more, then I've got a deal for you. Because there's some simple ways around that it doesn't always necessarily mean working more. It means maybe working smarter, not harder. So if you lost your sound, Karen, just refresh and come back in, or go out and come back in, and it should come back. Okay. Yay. Okay. So next, you want to assess your financial. So is that cash or insurance? And if insurance is such a pain to deal with, what could be gained by transitioning to a cash-only business? Now, we're not talking about going under the table, but what if people paid you directly instead of filing to get paid by an insurance company? Now, for many, this is a simple transition that's given them quite a bit of freedom, but others are worried about what it might cost them or their business. Because let's be honest, depending on where you are located or who you're serving, that may depend. But we're going to be talking about the next area of assessment that may change that answer for you. So now for big decisions, it can be helpful to find a way to measure out the pros and cons. And a common way to do that is called a SWOT analysis. Now that's SWOT, not the police group, okay? SWOT, SWOT, is an acronym for looking at your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, which are the external things that could enhance your business, and your threats, the things that could actually put your business at risk. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. I'm sneezing here. Ultimately, will moving from insurance pay to cash only enhance or will it limit your business? And you might be surprised to hear what other people have experienced in this area. So, yes. So let's talk about this next area that we want to assess. And this is your method of delivery. Now, you've heard somebody say, the new normal, right? And Ryan Holiday in his book called The Obstacle is the Way. Has anybody read that book, The Obstacle is the Way? It's a really interesting book, but he describes people who have looked at obstacles in their path and used them as inspiration to help them create something better than they would have without the intrusion. And for many of us, let's be honest, COVID is just such an obstacle. And as you plan for the next 6 months of your practice, the next 6 months of your business, you must decide where you're going to practice. Now, many people are just waiting for their opportunity to open their office again. But others are taking this chance to actually open up a new online presence or to transition into serving their clients in homes. So, but what about you? Where will you be practicing? Let me know if you're going to be helping people at your house, in a brick and mortar, online, more than one, a combination of those, but you've got to begin. And no matter what type of business you're in, this is the time that you really have to begin. You be assessing about how you're going to run your business and where you want to go with that in the next 6 months. So that is assessing your method of delivery. And last but not least, you want to assess your services. Oh, Karen, you have a friend who's a new therapist. Yes. Thanks, Karen. That would be helpful because they can. There's so many ways that therapists are challenged right now in trying to really figure out how to do this. So let's assess your services. Now, this may sound a little bit like we're repeating the first area we covered today, but this is really very different. Okay, so hear me out. Many people are happy just doing speech therapy or just doing physical therapy, just doing occupational therapy, music therapy, play therapy, whatever type of therapist you are in your private practice. But other people would rather be known as a resource hub. And when I was practicing as a therapist, I used to be called the resource queen because I could always give people a new tool or to help them track down some research that they'd forgotten about. And for you, will your patients think of you when they meet a friend that a kid's having a hard time pronouncing the R? Are they going to think of you in that instance, or are they going to think of you anytime their friends talk about their kids' health issues? In other words, are you going to be helping people find answers in other areas of their health? Or are you going to just, quote, stick to speech? Now, this is different from the first area that we discussed because this isn't the things that you're treating with your patients. This isn't about going outside the scope of your practice. This is about helping your patients track down other resources that are going to help them along the path to overall wellness. As therapists, we're all about helping people get from point A to point B, right, in our goal setting. And what if you were able to help people go from point A to point B, but in a holistic way, and that your patients were able to see you as a go-to resource in their path to wellness. And as with each of these areas that we've discussed, this isn't a one size fits all, right? You really need to look at your passions, at your strengths, which is what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, at your gifting, and even your skill set to see how you want to move forward. And when we do this sort of work with our own clients, we use our Spark method to help them really begin looking at the core of who they are as a person and how they function and how their mind works. And if you don't start there, you're going to be on a wild goose chase. And so if that is you and you want help calming the crazy and growing your business in a way that feels natural, reach out, say, I want in, and I'll help you with that. Because this is a new business for us, I'm really being choosy and limiting the number of people that I work with in the early phases. So I'm only choosing people that are really a good fit for our team. And if your clients would give you a good review and you'd be willing to put in the work with me, then let me know. Just say, I want in, and I'll add you to our list of potential clients for this first round. Keep in mind, this is going to be up and running in the next few weeks. So I'm going to need an answer pretty soon on that. So and I'm really just wanting to help bring therapists into a new space. And yes, I'm still working with all of our people in our doTERRA space as well. And I think you're all going to be benefiting from this information as well. So, let me just ask you this. Which of the areas from today's conversation do you feel like you need to work on most? And let's just do a speedy recap here. Okay. So there's five critical areas that we want to, I showed 3. I don't know where I got that from. There's 5 critical areas that we want to really assess as we're working through these things. The first one is assess your scope. You want to assess that scope and see, do I want to be generalized? Do I want to be specialized? And what are the pros and cons for me in that area? Next, you want to assess your staff. Do you need to delegate or DIY it? Do you need to assess your financial, cash or insurance? Even assessing your method of delivery. Is it online? Is it brick and mortar? Is it in-home? Is it a little combination of all of those things? And then lastly, but assessing your services. Are you wanting to be a holistic resource for your patients and clients or not? And I have a free Facebook group for therapists in all disciplines in private practice so that we can collaborate, so that we can support each other during all of these shifts that are happening. And this is a group that's also just launching. So if you want access to that group, just type in the comments below group and I will get access to you. I'm actually going to be doing a live wellness masterclass coming up next month. So if you want information about that, just let me know below and I will get that to you. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And I loved getting to connect with you all here, and I'm going to see you guys all next week. Yes? So if you want a reminder next week when we go live again, and I went on a little late today as we were getting shifted around, and I've gone through 2 time zones. So thanks for being patient with me. I will see you guys all right back here next week, but you can type in the comments reminder, and I'll give you a reminder for that next week. I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.